There it is. Go live.
Give me the green light. Ooh.
Shut up.
Well, here it is. Show number 321.
So do people still got to donate, seeing as how you're making like 15,000 a month off YouTube?
That's how I make 15,000 a month. I sure don't make it off old videos getting viewed. You did pretty good though today. I'm proud of you. You cashed out pretty big.
20 grand ain't bad.
Y'all gotta go eat dinner somewhere on that shit, or
McDonald's.
that's a few extra house payments right there, isn't it?
Yep. I make more not doing videos.
Well, I say keep that trend up. I realized today, as I'm sitting here trying to think of another title for the show, which I think this title's pretty good. I just coughed up Sweet Sticky Juice. But folks were supposed to have done their homework and leave me some titles in my group so I could pick one out and use it for tonight. But, you know, this show's been forgotten. This channel's been forgotten. I mean, why in the hell would I expect anybody to remember something like that? So, I don't know. Anyway. I wish we had our third cast member with us tonight, but he'll be back sooner or later. I know he will. Anyway, let's get this shit started up. For the smoothest transition in the Vape Show game, here we go. Oh, holy shit, he is here.
Oh, look, shut up last minute.
Well, at least you let me in the room.
Here we go.
I'll say it. I'll talk about it later.
Here we go.
What is going on, folks? It is the True Vapor Show number 321. Yes, 321. Happy Tuesday to y'all. I hope y'all are having a good evening. I can lie to y'all right now and say we got a shit ton to talk about, but probably really the only thing we've got to talk about is the beef that Mike has got with Mark. And we'll get started on that here just shortly. But first off, let's go to that eye in the sky, that robbed room. Take it away, Mark.
The GoFundMe is up, folks. If you want to help me, I don't know, get my equipment back. Anyways, we got this, which you've seen for the past 6 months. Finally, something new. This fucking thing from that fucking company. We got this is new, that thing from that company, and then we also got this. That thing from that company, and then juice, same old. We got a little bit of the Gorilla Custard. We got some of the banana bondage, the real banana bondage, not the shit made in the bathtub. Holy shit, look, Paradigm. I'll be a son of a bitch. And look at that, more Paradigm. This is not sponsored by Paradigm. Thank you. Take it away. What's that guy's name on the bottom right there? Is that Mike Vapes? Take it away, Mike Vapes.
My name is Steve. All right, I'm vaping on the Intake Dual Boxer Dual 21700. We have some of that Joe Mother Effin Turner's Love Juice inside there. Also vaping on what is it called, the Duke version 2 Vicious Hands with the Aspire Kumo RDTA, and in there we got some decked Paradigm decked in that. Also vaping on, I don't even know what this is. What is this tank? I don't know. It's one of these tanks right here. Oh, Hell Vape. That's what it's called. It's the Hell Vape tank. And I got on a Geek Vape mod. I think I did a review for this today. Not mistaken. I'm lost with my days. Vaping on that. I think I have something in there. So, what's this here? Yep, that's what's in there. Decked. And I'm also vaping on the... oh god, what's the name of this mod again? This is the Jackaroo. That's what it is. Jackaroo Mini Kylan M Pro mesh thingy. And in that one there, we got some Custard Monster Blackberry. That's it. That's what I'm vaping on today. ST.
Real quick, thank you for the donation there, Mr. Charlie. He says, Mike, stop by my Zoom anytime. I'll make sure the room is unlocked for you.
Oh my goodness!
We
I
will
can
be
see Mike
getting
already
into
spreading
this.
rumors.
We'll be getting into this in just a second, but first off, rocking that side-by-side boxer with the intake MTL, the Caliburn, whatever, A556298, and last but not least, the corded Weenax. Oh, and one other one. Mark trying to outdo me over here. Boxer 100 with the Sakers, and yes, I don't want to call this bathtub juice, even though that's what Mark's been calling it. I'll just say it's banana bondage, but you know, I like the stuff. Anyway, oh, and don't forget if whatever y'all are drinking on tonight. So I can't believe it. Mike is back.
Yep.
I didn't think we were going to see Mike anymore. I feared he was done with us. But then I found out a little information before this show got started that was Mike trying to get in the room Sunday night, and
That was not Mike.
I was trying to get in the room. I was messaging Mark. Mark would not look at his messenger. I'm like, why is this guy wouldn't let me in? The one time I did get in, he didn't even give me I tried to figure out how the hell do you turn a camera on his iPad, and he fucking booted me. So I couldn't even get on the show Sunday because Mark wouldn't let me. Then I just sat in there, waited and waited. It didn't bother. He kept on showing that I'm in the waiting room waiting and mocking me the whole time.
So my guess is either Mike watched the show from Sunday or he was a part of all those.
I don't watch this show. Are you crazy?
And he was a part of
this show. I'm talking about your show. You had under 200 people watching. I think I'm going to stoop to that level.
There were 3 people trying to work their way in there, changing their names every time. Johnny English, Mike Vapes. I know it wasn't Mike because I let him in and then he disappeared. And
you booted me actually once too.
And the thumbnail he had was not the same thumbnail that Mike uses.
Thumbnail? It wasn't my show. I don't do the thumbnails.
Or whatever the hell it's called. The background for Zoom.
The picture of me that I have on my YouTube channel? Yeah, that was me.
Nope, that was an old one. That's how I caught you. You can even ask Stefan.
Oh, Steven even messaged me and says, dude, it's fucked up. Mark won't let you in the room. I'm like, I know, dude.
In all honesty, it wasn't really my fault because Johnny English said he didn't like you and he wanted me to keep the room closed. So.
I don't think you even read the contract that we signed. You're paying me $1.3 million for 3 years to be on the show. You don't get no. Even if I'm not on the show, you still have to pay me.
Yeah.
You thought that you could get away with not paying me for that show because you had under 200 people watching.
That was true. How'd you find out about that? Son of a bitch.
And by the way, I'm back on this show, ST show. ST also signed me to a 1.3 million contract. Thank you, ST.
You are
and
welcome.
Apparently, ST is sponsored by OuterBox, according to the commercial that just played.
There we go. I mean, the new phones are about to release, and you know, I'm always trying to get my tech game going. So OtterBox decided to join on with us. Mm-hmm. So, Charlie, thank you for the donation again. He says also apparently Mark kept Steven out.
Stefan was on the show.
Well, no, I think that was from the week before when he wasn't on.
Yes.
So are you locking folks out? I mean, am I going to be the next one to pop up and not be able to get in?
Mm-hmm.
The truth is, some weeks I just don't feel like putting up with certain people, so I just think of an excuse to keep them out.
Wow.
And that week I just wasn't in the mood for Stefan, and he had to go.
So apparently you weren't in the mood for Mike this past Sunday then, right?
And it was Johnny a week before that.
Then he starts spreading rumors that I'm smoking, I retired, I'm on my jets, all kinds of stuff telling people.
I'm just going what I see in the video.
I seen you.
What video?
When you're doing the drive-in talk, you were smoking a cigar.
What?
And I think you were inhaling it too.
It's kind of like a clear-cut case of when a channel is about to end or going downhill. Those are the kind of things you're going to see on there. So, just beware. You see this transformation going on with Mark right now. All the shit missing. He's telling you he's moving. This is all just a big plot to say that this channel is ending and there will be no other channel. He's made all the money he's going to make and he's out of here.
I'm renting this room out.
Yep.
He's done. Folks, this is why Fagan just bought a brand new multi-million-dollar home. I mean, he's been saving up. He's got it. He's outie.
He's YouTube famous. That's why.
Yep.
This is a plot to get my GoFundMe started off.
Oh, man. Robert Scarelli, thank you for the donation. He says, thank you for letting Mike in. Scarelli, I ain't going to keep Mike from this show right here. Now, I can't speak on Mark's behalf, but I don't know. I thought what was kind of funny was I happened to click on the show from Sunday night. Matter of fact, earlier today, because I'm always curious sometimes to see what kind of comments got left. And I noticed there was roughly about 17 comments. But somebody on there was going off on Johnny about his camera or some shit and about him falling asleep and all this and that. And then, of course, I think Johnny's kind of like a hawk. He's waiting for all those comments to come in strictly about him, because he answers every one of them that has his name attached to it.
I watched the part he was talking about, and he did look like he was sleeping for a second because his eyes were shut.
They were time stamped, and I did click on it too, and Johnny was kind of sitting there with his eyes completely shut, and I was like, why did I not notice him like dozing off right there? But if I remember correctly, he said that, you know, he had just woke up or some shit, and he sounded like he was all tired and stuff. So I don't know.
It's not an excuse to fall asleep on one of the best shows on YouTube, by the way.
I think that show's getting washed up, man. I mean, this one's right behind it, of course, but you know, it's coming, dude.
Well, I'm starting my new show this Sunday coming up with Heathen and TVC. We're doing a show.
I've been hearing about this show coming up, so
what the fuck just happened?
It's gonna be big.
What happened?
The stream, I don't know. I'm watching the live part on here, and the live stream right now is buffering.
Oh shit! Are we buffering out there, folks?
Look at OBS on the bottom right. You see that green little or red?
My box is green as it gets.
Right. Usually when that says green, it means you're good. When it starts turning red.
Well, and I'm looking on the YouTube side, and it says excellent stream right now. So, I don't know.
What's going on here?
Mark's keeping the trailer to grow weed. Actually, we do a lot more than just grow weed here. We do a lot of cooking.
Oh, man. So, I've got to do an apology on here. I should have done it at the very opening of the show, but I'm going to do it right now. It is no excuse, and I've apologized to the man that really required the apology. But again, just because I have been literally working every day, my head's kind of like out there sometimes, not thinking about stuff. But last week, I was supposed to have mentioned some things that Brad, y'all all know him as Brad Vapor, things that he's got in his possession that if you hit him up, and I completely forgot to mention it last Tuesday. So as soon as we got done with the show, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that I forgot to mention this. So I'm making up for it now. If y'all are looking for basically anything like these guys have been showing you here lately, which I know it ain't just a whole lot, but Brad's pretty much got them. So if you are looking for anything vaping wise, his site is not up. You've either got to be a part of his group, or you just need to message him and ask him, say, hey, I'm looking for coils for the Sakers tank, or I want a Sakers tank, or anything, whatever you're looking for. More than likely he's got. So make sure y'all hit him up. I wish I had a coupon code I could still offer y'all, but those are kind of a thing of the past now. But
What if
you
someone
already,
sends them a message looking for a bulk? You get it?
I think that he should refer it over to you.
Does he got liquids?
He does. He's got liquids too. I don't know exactly. Well, Mark knows somewhat of them.
Yeah, the finest. It's actually pretty damn good. This stuff right here. There's a bunch of different flavors.
That's the bottle that still you haven't opened.
No, this is a new bottle. I already went through one bottle. I bought like I either bought 6 or 8 of. I bought one of each flavor. It's actually not bad.
Yeah.
Here's the other
I
bottle.
don't really keep up nowadays. I know that Element's still a thing where you can get stuff. I know there's a few other places out there, but I don't think the situation is what it used to be. I just don't go hunting down vape sites anymore. So I don't know who's got what and who's sitting where with things. So is Vapor DNA still in business?
Yeah, I still get emails from them.
Okay.
They're still in business. I think they got a lot of CBD stuff that they're doing on there.
Oh, okay. I used to get emails from them and I no longer get it. So that's why I was wondering. And I know I didn't.
I get them every day,
unsubscribe.
man. Every
Really?
day emails from them.
Oh,
Lots of the also emails from lots of the China sites and stuff like that. I always get emails.
yeah.
Yep. How about you guys see that list of all the e-liquid, all the companies that didn't get their not getting their PMTAs?
I didn't see the list, but I've been hearing about all the companies that got denied. A lot of them, apparently.
Yeah. I heard it was a pretty drastic list, though.
Yeah. Crazy shit.
So, I mean, would we assume that if all those companies got denied, that pretty much every company is going to be denied, or no?
Yeah, most likely all the e-liquid companies are gonna get denied. Well, it's all there's the backroom deals happen,
Yeah.
especially now that it's because of the people that are running the show. I don't want to make it political, but I think you guys know, and they like to get their pockets lined. So they're basically eliminating all the companies. The only companies that are going to be around are the ones that line their pockets. So if you line their pockets, you're going to get it's not even an e-liquid. They don't want, basically they want to end the DIY thing. The only thing that'll be available would be like 100%. It's going to be like the Views. It's gas station stuff.
Yeah.
Views, Juul, most likely.
Joel, definitely.
Yeah, those kind. Them. And I don't even think it's going to be a lot of them. Maybe like 2 or 3 companies. That's it.
Mike Berg said he heard that 5150 got accepted. Really?
Did they? What didn't someone remember a while ago? What was the company that there was a rumor that was bought out by Philip Morris or something? Really popular juice company. I mentioned it. Maybe it was last year I mentioned it. Someone in chat will mention the name of the company.
No.
I'm just wondering how much longer these guys will be able to go that, got denied on this because, I haven't heard some date like, well, hey, if you've been denied, I don't know if that's like automatic termination, you're supposed to stop, or is there like a certain date that you're supposed to, I don't know how.
Yeah, exactly. What Ricky and Charlie are saying. That's so true. Anyone that's is trying to put a flavor through a PMTA is definitely getting rejected. I think companies that are only putting like tobacco products, those are the ones that might get through. And most likely when it comes to e-liquid companies, they're all putting flavors. Because I don't think there's only lines. There might be. I remember there used to be a company that strictly did tobaccos.
Yeah, there was.
You remember the name of that company, man?
They did the naturally extracted tobacco. Was it Black?
Black Note.
Black Note. There you go.
Oh yeah,
yes.
I remember. Yeah.
I don't even know if they're still around.
Dude, those juices. I mean, they were good for if you're into that kind of juice, but if you're not into that kind of juice, man, that's a whole different ball
Yeah,
game right
but
there.
no, but they were actually pretty good for just a tobacco liquid. They were
Yep.
pretty good. But if they're still around, if they put a PMTA and that's the only liquids that they're putting in is for tobacco stuff, they might get through.
Yeah,
But they're not unless I don't even know what they're doing. I don't know if they even had a pod maybe with pre-filled with their stuff. Something like that might be able to get through. Who knows? I don't know.
their website's still up. They're still selling. So yeah, their juice is really.
Oh, they're still up?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Vape Wild. That's who with the whole Philip Morris thing. I wonder if Vape Wild is going to get approved or not.
Charlie stated on there, he said they're supposed to stop immediately, which I don't see that exactly happening like that, but
Yeah, the ones that get rejected have to stop immediately.
Oh, do they?
But the whole thing is that me personally, I don't think they should. Keep going. Keep selling to all these companies. Keep selling your liquids until they give you a warning.
yeah.
Now the
Yep,
question is,
that is true. I wonder when that's going to start.
how they're going to start enforcing the shit. Yep.
Yeah. How are they gonna even enforce all that?
You know, I hear, or I don't want to say we've all been hearing things lately, you know, with everything going on with PMTAs being denied and all this and that. But it's involved with the FDA. It would seem as though right now the FDA is more knee deep in this pandemic shit than
Exactly,
worrying
that's what I'm saying.
than worrying about flavors and shit like that. Not to say that the whole FDA is, you know, just concentrated. Well, I mean, I don't want to make it sound like the FDA is the only thing. CDC is also is the main player in it, but the FDA is also involved in that shit too. It just seems like there's too much more shit going on right now to be worrying about some damn flavors and shit. But that's just
Yeah,
me,
exactly.
my opinion.
Yep. Exactly what Charlie's saying. They would first they send warning letters just in case these companies don't know. So they give them the chance. They'll send you the warning letter, and if you still don't pull your liquids or stop selling them, then the fines happen.
I don't know, folks. That shit's been going on for a long time.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And another thing is, I think a lot of companies already had the backup plan where they're switching over to synthetic nicotine on their liquids. There'll be technically no tobacco nicotine in there.
That's what we were talking about Sunday. If that would bypass the whole nicotine tax.
It is. It will bypass it, the synthetic, but then then they'll go after that next.
I feel like that's already in the works of them going after that.
Yeah.
But
have we had anything that uses synthetic nicotine or no? Have you guys had anything?
yeah,
tried?
that damn MTL juice we were using, wasn't that synthetic?
Which one?
The Ghost.
Ghost stick?
No, that
Ghost
wasn't
stick.
synthetic. That was nicotine. That was extracted from the stem.
Oh, okay. My bad.
The nicotine from the tobacco branch or something.
Okay.
Something like that.
Davis Vapes, thank you for the donation. He says, who keeps stealing all of Mark's stuff? That's another good question.
Wonder that myself.
Mark's house did get hit. There is a GoFundMe sitting there, and it has a very large quota to meet. And every time I click on that GoFundMe, it still says $0 collected of this. So
I only need 100,000, so not that much.
We haven't had a taker yet hit on that shit. So
they didn't take any of the cameras or computers or expensive stuff. They just took the stuff like that's in my camera shot. So
yeah,
like the vape gear. Usually, how it is when someone gets robbed, they don't take anything but the vape gear. So that's what they did in this case. They took everything, but they took vape gear and nothing else.
Christopher said synthetic nicotine is clearly listed in the tax bill.
Yeah, that's the thing. I hear that, but the people that have read the tax bill are saying that it's not. So I don't know if you just typing something that someone else said, and that someone else that said it, maybe it was just don't know what he's talking about. So I'm not sure. I'm going by what I've heard from companies that have read the bill.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know.
We are trying not to discuss the synthetic nicotine plans in public, but there's plans companies are using hoping to buy time while fighting the government.
Mm.
Yeah. Well,
It's one of those things, you just got to wait and see what happens. In the meantime, if you can afford to buy a good bulk of juice, do so.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's gonna go down, how it's gonna go down. I guess we'll just see. There's no way really of fighting it.
you know, and not to say that it's, I mean, obviously it's not time to do it yet. But like in my area, there are quite a few vape shops. I haven't seen a one yet, like closing doors or have seen any change or anything. It still just seems like business as usual. And
Well,
I
they're
guess-
waiting. They're
yeah,
waiting until they get the warning letter.
Yeah. What do we got here, Mark?
They didn't steal my fleshlight. It's still here. It's a little moist.
We've been talking a little too seriously, a little too long, so Mark has had to resort to other things real quick. So, what is that? So, will the companies be able to sell their juices as long as there's no nicotine? I don't think so. I think even zero nicotine is.
Yeah, I think zero nic's included too.
Right. So that's why I don't even understand how would the synthetic nicotine happen. I think it's strictly, I think they're counting any e-liquid as being a tobacco product.
Yeah.
So no matter what you do. So I don't know. We'll see.
And that does suck because of it being zero nicotine, that's still lumped in with all that shit.
Yeah.
David Swearingen, thank you for the donation. He says, if all your vape gear was gone, would you guys vape disposables if that's all you could get? Wow, how perfect was that right there with that answer? Is that your answer, Mark?
I would probably, I was thinking actually, I'm going to start dropping down to MTL stuff. So, I mean, I would use disposables to help me quit vaping eventually, probably, if that's all I was left doing.
Yeah, I would just try and quit. I know I'm not going back to cigarettes.
Yeah.
No. My answer is, and I'm just being perfectly honest with you, I am in a situation that if everything vanished off the face of this earth, I've got enough back supply to last me for a good while. So maybe I could get it mentally in my mind, okay, now it's time to start winging yourself off and just be done with this shit. To where if somebody just only had minor shit, whoa. Mental X Giant 88. Thank you for the donation there. He said, I just scored a buttload of mods out of Mark's garbage cans.
Mm-hmm.
We had a garage sale this past weekend, and there were a lot of mods for sale. Just saying.
And Mark's Butt Dominator. Thank you for joining the damn group. It's always welcome to have some Marks and crew over here. So
exactly, Voodoo. There'll always be e-liquid because people that are in a bunch of Facebook groups, you'll be able to get it. People know people know DIYers, whatever. So there's so many people that DIY.
I still think it's going to be a long ways out before, you're doing some crazy shit to be able to get shit. But I don't say it's going to be like, if the path we keep going down it would seem like within a few years they're about to have this shit rubbed out to the point of where it'll be nothing but underground black market shit. But I mean, I don't know. We've been saying and wondering so many things for years now.
Yeah. Juice Man says problem will be getting nicotine if the tax is passed. It is over. I don't think it's nicotine itself by itself. That's not the problem. I think the tax is only on liquids with nicotine, not buying nicotine, DIY nicotine. Because nicotine that DIYers are using is not only for vaping. Nicotine is sold for other things. Other people buy it that are not in the vaping industry. So why should that tax? You know, understand what I'm saying? It's not, I don't think it's because then there'll be a huge outrage.
That's a good point. Do you know this for a fact, or are you just guessing this?
I'm guessing this, and not only that, it's not that I'm guessing it. If you see the tax bracket that came out on what the tax is going to be, it's talking about nicotine with e-liquid, 3 milligrams, 6 milligram, 12 milligram, and so forth. It's not saying
that is a good point.
It's not saying a bottle of DIY e-liquid. E-liquid is sold, like I said, to others, to other industries, medical industry, whatever. There's so many different industries that it's sold. So
Frankenmeiser said it's on nicotine.
Nope, it's on Nick. Nope, it's on Nick. Read Kasa. So this is nicotine. Nicotine kills insects too.
So what Mike is saying, like if a company buys nicotine for their pesticides, are they also getting charged that?
Wow, there should be an outrage then. It shouldn't only be the vaping community. Do all these other companies that buy nicotine know what's going on?
I kind of agree with what Billy just said. He said they'll just make it more difficult to purchase nicotine, require a license or something. That could very easily well be. You'll have to have some type of certification to be able to purchase nicotine to where the average Joe won't be able to get it.
I said that a long time ago. I was so like, I know nobody was listening, but I was shocked that anybody could just buy nicotine and why they didn't have you didn't need a license or something to buy nicotine products.
Oh, so if this is the case, then that's going to affect the DIY industry big time.
Yeah.
Not
that I'd want to put any type of like ill will towards DIYing or anything like that. But it does kind of amaze me that as deadly as what raw nicotine can be, if you messed up with it, like let's say it's soaked into your skin or something, I realize there's a lot of other chemicals that can kill you too that are relatively available. But it just seems like the sale of nicotine, the way it is, it kind of surprises me that you don't have to have some type of like license to purchase it.
Exactly. That was the weirdest thing. I always wondered, like, kind of like gunpowder. Like you need a license to purchase gunpowder.
No, you don't. No, you
don't.
No.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
No, because there's many people that do their own reloads. You don't have to. There's nothing on that.
That's nuts.
But I mean, but we all know though, nicotine can be very deadly if you don't handle it correctly. I mean, we've talked about that throughout the years of people that's handled it. You know, we've had folks on here talking about shit. People that DIY know it, but I don't know.
That's kind of what I always said. Like, I wasn't trying to jinx anything or give the government any ideas, but I'm like, if they want to stop vaping, all they got to do is just prevent people from buying nicotine, and that'll pretty much put an end to it. I doubt they watch ST's show, so I don't think they're listening to me. But
appreciate it. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Wow, 1,000 milligrams of 100 milligram nicotine will be $5,500.
Yep, I seen that. Like, holy shit.
Okay, so
shit.
If that's the case,
I didn't know that.
We would have to retract the statement that you just made. People that are DIYing aren't just going to be handing off their juices and selling it. They're gonna hold on to what they could get.
Oh yeah. But how long does nicotine last if you're storing it?
Man, I've heard so many different stories through so many people that seem qualified to give that answer. So I don't
It
know.
seems like the people between 2 and 5 years, I think, is depending on how you store it.
Yeah, one guy
Yeah.
in chat I heard saw him write that he has enough nicotine to last him 25 years. I think to
Yeah, I don't know
myself,
about that.
huh?
Yeah. I've got 100 milligram freebase and 250 gram of Nick salt in my collection. I don't know. Indy said forever in a freezer. I heard that it would only
And then
last.
under him it says
Yeah.
freezer 2 years.
See, that's why yeah. But Happy Hippie made a good point. He says he buys illegal fireworks every year. I'm not too sure if he's referring to my gunpowder statement, but if you could buy illegal stuff, why can't you buy illegal nicotine? Eventually, will be on the black market. You'll be able to get it somehow.
Yeah, but it seems as though fireworks are a whole lot easier to obtain than what nicotine is. You don't have stores just sitting around in tents on a corner selling raw nicotine.
Troy V says that at least up to 10 years in a freezer. There is a guy in ECF has a thread about it and his experiment with it.
10 years.
So let me ask this question, and I'm certain I've asked it before, but refresh my memory. So let's say I had nicotine. I'm a DIYer. I've had this nicotine stored for, let's just say, 3 years. I pull it out, I use it. Between me just getting the nicotine or using it 3 years later, is there any difference on the strength of it? Even though if I'm just doing 3 milligram, does it feel different?
Someone just said that they're using 6-year-old nicotine and they can't tell.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Like, I don't know. I would think it'd be a little bit more harsh, but I've never.
It seems like it would lose its for sitting that long, even though it's in a freezer. I don't know.
Yeah, the two things I've heard is it loses its potency and it becomes a lot more harsh. But then again, I've never done it. I've never tried old, like 5-year-old nicotine, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. VG based nicotine can last up to 7 years if kept in a fridge.
Yeah, so it's all different.
Yeah,
Happy, we know you can buy your shit anytime you need it.
Which you shouldn't be typing that because
I know.
I'm gonna remove that.
They're coming to your house, hippie. FBI is knocking at your door right now.
It's ST could get in trouble for that.
Yeah, I don't need to actually have that writ out there. Thank you for the donation. I think that was at your house.
Oh, is that Marcus yelling? You guys heard that? Yeah. Holy shit!
You wanna read your
thank you to Mark's Butt Dominator. It's funny because he's a member on ST's channel, yet I don't think he's a member on my channel. $2, blonde guy, please stop yelling. Am I yelling? Am I loud? I'm not even blonde. I'm turning gray.
I was gonna say, he can't be referring to me.
Turns to pepper when it goes off. Yeah, there you go. It gets a more of a peppery taste. Rips the throat to pieces, says Reverend.
I'll tell you something though. I have liquid that's like, for example, here. You see how yellow this is?
Yep.
This is raspberry custard 3 milligram. I have bottles of this that was made the same time with this liquid. That's 3 milligram that have been immediately stored before they started steeping in the refrigerator, and they're still clear. They haven't turned. So you're kind of the e-liquid. Basically, it's a little experiment I've been doing for the past 4 months now, and I've noticed that it slows the steeping process down by sitting inside the refrigerator.
I mean, personally, for me, I would say, this is my personal opinion, if they wipe out vaping, wipe out nicotine and flavors, and it comes to the point where you could just rely on the stock that you have in your deep freezer, I would probably plan on quitting. Like take that portion that you have in your deep freezer, make yourself a few gallons, and just try to wean yourself off because it's be kind of hard to go through life just relying
Well,
on your stock.
and here's another thing, and this has been said millions of times. If we get to the point that we're having to rely on others, and I'm saying people that DIY that you don't know, that it's like, oh, hey, he's got some juice, he'll sell it to you. Do you really want to trust somebody that you don't know vaping some juice that you don't know how that shit was made? Because there's only a handful of people that I know that I would trust. And I mean, I think we're all on this trusting situation.
It could be dangerous as hell.
It would be dangerous.
I don't know. There was a way I see it. If you got the money, buy yourself a bunch of e-liquid if you're not a mixing type and put it inside the fridge. I'm not sure how it would work with putting the e-liquid, like a bottle like this, for example, first inside the freezer.
Yeah.
You think that I haven't tried testing out a bottle in a freezer to see what happens, because I don't know. I don't think the liquid freezes, right? I don't think it could.
No, it doesn't.
I'm not sure,
I don't think
but
so.
it should slow down the steeping and getting old process in the freezer more than in the refrigerator, I would think. I don't know. Is anybody in chat? You guys put what do you call it? Liquids in the freezer?
Nick, thank you for the donation. And Nick again, thank you for the donation. He says, I've been diagnosed with sweet lung. Please pray. There's no praying for you on that.
Is my mic really loud? Stefan or someone just said my mic was loud. Turn it down. I didn't turn it up.
It doesn't sound
Oh,
loud.
don't freeze, finish the liquid. Okay. People are saying it won't freeze. Others are saying it will separate the e-liquid.
I don't know, man.
Like, my thing is, if the world comes to an end where you have to rely on like what does Mike have, like the bug out bag or whatever thing's called? Like if the world comes to an end and you have to rely on that, I'm like, fuck it, just kill me, because it's not going to get any better. Same thing with vaping. Like if I got to rely on just that small portion of nicotine I have in my deep freezer, then fuck it, I might as well quit, because it's not going to get any better.
I've always said this. I've always said this right here. Especially in at least the past 2 years, there have been times where, like getting sick, I haven't vaped for days. There's been other times, like traveling, where I can go, I can't tell you how many hours without vaping. I know I've got enough willpower if it came down to it and I knew I had to quit because there just wasn't going to be any other means. I could quit this without that urge of thinking, oh my God, I'm fixing to have to go back to a cigarette. There's just no way. I haven't smoked a cigarette in almost 9 years. It's gone. It's out of me.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm worried about is how hard it's going to be quitting for me. I think everyone's going to be different. Like for me, I can't go an hour or 2 hours without vaping. I go fucking ape shit.
Not me. I'm good. I go sometimes 4 or 5 hours without vaping, especially, you know what? I'll tell you something. A while ago, remember that time we were saying about using the Caliburn in the plane and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you something. I used to do that. Oh, I'm gonna get reported again.
Yeah, he's probably watching.
Yeah, but I haven't done it in God, I don't know, over a year, maybe 2 years. I haven't done it. I bring it with me as a security blanket, but I never take it out to use it. I'm fine. I don't need it, you know? I could go through the plane ride. What gets me is when I'm getting out of the plane, I'm in a rush. That's where it hits because I know, okay, now I'm on my way outside where I could hit it.
Yeah.
So it's all here. That's where it is.
See, like when I'm
Exactly.
sleeping, I got a mod next to me on the table. So when I wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom or get a drink, I take a vape. It's like when I used to smoke, I'd wake up in the middle of the night and have a cigarette. Same thing with vaping.
Well,
No,
see,
I don't
I
vape
do,
in the bedroom. I don't keep a vape there. I don't vape in
don't
the
either.
bathroom. None of that stuff.
And for me, I'm in a position to where I do it every single day. I'm at a job where I'm not allowed to vape inside the building I work in, and I only get a break here and there. So I go hours upon not
Yeah.
doing shit. So I guess that's why I know I've got in my mind that it can be done for me, but not to say it's going to be completely easy to do it
Yeah.
because it's
Uh,
it's still a crutch to me.
Yeah. Another thing is like if I'm watching a movie and I might maybe take 1 or 2 hits throughout a whole movie. That's another thing too. So I'm not getting that, oh, I need a hit badly. That feeling. I'm fine. I could go without it for a few hours. Doesn't bother me.
Cherokee says I have to stop vaping nicotine every year to pass a nicotine test for work for the insurance. So they charge me $125 per month. Yeah, I think depending on the habit you have and how you vape is going to pretty much tell how hard it's going to be for you to quit vaping. So for Mike and
DC's got
ST, they could probably quit real easily, but for me, it's going to be a lot harder, I think.
Probably wouldn't be very easy, but it'll be so much easier than if I was still smoking cigarettes.
yeah.
Cigarettes was like, forget it, man.
Is this not a professional show? Why are we
That
getting
was-
phone calls?
That was Mike's phone.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
See-
DC's got a
see
comment
what's-
for you.
See, with cigarettes, remember you're addicted to all the chemicals that they put inside them.
Yeah.
All that shit, that's what's getting you addicted. It's not tobacco. So now that you're off the cigarettes and you've been vaping, it's going to be a simpler process. Look, my father, I've said this story before. My father, who smoked for, God, how many years was he smoking? 40 years plus of cigarette smoking? Maybe even 50 years. He was like, I can't quit. I could never quit. Until I started vaping. He started vaping. And he was like, all right, I could do this. And then he decided after I think it was about a year and a half of vaping, I don't need it no more. And he stopped vaping, and he hasn't had the urge for a cigarette or vape. So it works. That's proof right there from my father. And I know my father, he was the type that was like, I can't quit smoking. He couldn't quit. It was impossible for him to quit. And he did it. It wasn't impossible with vaping. So that's what sucks. Because I've seen it firsthand with my father, because it's very rare you find people that were smokers, vapors, then they quit vaping too. How many people know people like that? I'm sure a lot of people don't know anybody like that, or people know very few people that have done that. So I have it firsthand. So I see that it works. And that's why when I see all this shit that's going on with vaping, these bans with flair, it fucking disgusts me, man.
Yep. Robert Scarelli, thank you for the donation. He said, thanks. Now I'm going to need therapy session after the show.
Well, they have nicotine enemas. DC just commented, and I Googled it to see if it was real, and it's a real thing. Nicotine enemas. But it's for medical purposes, though.
But didn't we all say that, like, even though we're doing another form of it, but didn't we all say, well, I don't want to say all because I'm not speaking for y'all. I'm speaking for myself. I tried many times to quit smoking. I tried many different methods to quit smoking. And I finally had just told myself, this is what I'm doing. I'm smoking. There's nothing that I can stop. I had it set in my mind I would not be able to quit until vaping came along, and I tried it again, took some willpower, but I defeated it.
Well, plus I think vaping gave us another thing that you don't get with a lot of the other methods of quitting. It gave us something to put in our hand. Like when you smoke cigarettes, that whole thing where you're holding a cigarette, That's another
Yeah,
thing to kind of, it's hard to, get used to. And with vaping, I think by holding a mod or holding a pod system, you kind of get a little bit of that too, which makes it a little bit easier to quit.
well, it's interesting. There's cool things about this, so it kind of keeps your mind like, ooh, yeah, I like doing this shit. Look who just joined us again. We don't get to see this man very often, but Christopher Roop out there in chat. Roop, Roop.
The Roopsta. I also find
Roop.
myself picking up my vape to take a vape and realize 5 minutes later I still haven't took a vape. I wish I could do that. Angela's so bad that she'll wake up a few times in the middle of the night and she'll vape in her sleep. Like she'll take a vape and then she'll just like lay the mod on her chest and start snoring. I'm like, you're gonna burn the fucking house down.
I have, maybe because I wasn't like that with smoking either, but I have never ever since I've been vaping, like when the evening's done and I head to the bedroom to go to bed, that's it. I don't vape until the next day.
Yeah, that's why you shouldn't smoke, vape, whatever inside the bedroom, man, because you fall asleep with that stuff. You see how many people get killed from fires. And remember, also with the vape, you could be laying on it, pressing the fire button.
Does it all the time.
So,
well, see, the thing, I tried doing that a few times. I tried, okay, keep my mod and my phone in here so when I wake up in the middle of the night, I don't fuck with it. But then I find myself just waking up and walking in here to have a vape. Shut up! Jesus Christ. I'm trying to do a show here. This is an actual...
Am I going to have a talk with Marcus?
I think so.
Oh, man.
A few more weeks and I won't hear a fucking thing.
Swearingen, I know. He said, what's with all the vape talk on this show?
We had to make up for Sunday.
Well, if you do remember, we do talk a little vape stuff on here. So
something happened to my camera?
It did, dude. I was looking thinking, oh shit, did something just
What
happen?
the fuck?
Looks like
you got
Rambo.
a new little, yeah, you got some
Dude,
new
that's the
shit.
thing that happened to fucking Stephen Garlington.
First Blood. That's how the movie looked. It was
Oh,
all-
look.
There you go. There. Yeah, Garlington had that
weird.
crazy shit going on with his. Damn. Chris said, sounds like Marcus's balls have dropped.
Oh, I hope not.
Oh, man.
What if they have? I'm not sure. I so badly wanted to do a video today about that Brian whoever,
Yeah.
because all these channels are talking about this Gabby Brian shit. So I wanted to do a video like Brian whatever spotted and then coming out of the closet and just do a video of me dressed up coming out of the closet. I wonder if I'm getting the views.
Well, I'd have to say that Mark Fagan and Brian Laundrie are like two different size people. I don't think you could pull it off.
Maybe. I could lose a little weight. They still haven't found that dude, right?
No, not well. I mean, they'll be finding probably his corpse with mosquitoes all over it here pretty soon.
I asked Angela this yesterday to get her opinion. Why? What is it about this girl that the whole country is trying to? Is it just because she's like a rich white girl, or
she's not rich?
Was she something like someone in social media? Was she like a YouTube
She was
person or
trying
something?
to. She
Yeah.
just quit her job with like a juice bar, and she was trying to become a vlogger. So
she's nobody's special, but the whole country is just fucking like.
I think because of how I think that traffic stop is what has brought this to light. Because all this shit happened, it was all recorded of what happened, and then bam, you see where we're at now. Now, by the way, you know that they just confirmed that was her a couple hours ago.
I knew that was her.
Well, yeah, I felt it too, but they did confirm that shit. But
I'm texting Marcus. I said, "Shut up! I am on a show."
he should know this now after this many years.
She was, yeah, I know she was murdered. I knew that from, well, I didn't know right off the bat, but once he showed up at his house and she wasn't with him, it was pretty obvious that she was murdered.
But it's weird because it's not like she's the only person. You know how many people are getting murdered the same freaking way?
Exactly.
It's like,
But
yeah.
again, I think
That's how I was wondering. Was she someone famous?
I just think the only circumstances why this has because first off, you had the footage, you seen what was going on, and then on top of that, then she comes up missing and nobody knows where she's at. And the boyfriend or fiance is not a person of interest at first. And now he's mysteriously come up missing. The FBI has pulled his parents out of the house and towed off his car and done all kind. I think the plot just keeps getting thicker and thicker with it, and it's just hell. Look at the views it's getting on all these channels.
So do you think if the original body cam was never out there, that this wouldn't be blown up like it is now? Possibly.
I don't think it would. I don't think it would.
Yeah, 'cause I was just wondering that. I'm like,
but I think it's been documented since it started happening. So it's just kind of played out to be to where we're at now with it.
Yeah, I missed out. I don't know exactly what happened. I know that I saw something, but I wasn't listening. I just saw like there was footage of her being recorded in the back seat of like an SUV.
mm-hmm.
Now was that like the cops, the cam? Was that what you...
it was a traffic stop that the guy did on them. And the traffic stop itself was a little crazy at first. The dude was speeding, and that's why he was initially getting pulled over. Right before he pulled over, the van swerved and hit a curb. And then the dude was like, oh, hey, they just hit a curb. So he was assuming that these folks were intoxicated, whatever the case. And then when he approaches the van, he walks up and she's sitting there and she's already crying, looking like some shit's going on. And he's trying to kind of like be the little nice guy. But they've got it from beginning to ending, the body cam. So it's about an hour and a half long if you watch the whole thing.
Maybe she got murdered for the views. In the very beginning, I thought it might have been a hoax to kind of get her vlogging website off the ground, but then later learned that that's not the case.
Well, somebody had even made a comment to say if neither one of them was missing, if this was all just a hoax and all the manpower that they've used looking for them. This is before the body was discovered. They were thinking, man, this is going to be some real bad shit for them. But I mean, now they also confirmed that it is a homicide, but they haven't actually released of what the cause of death was to determine it was a homicide. So
pretty amazing how that dude has not been found yet. When he got like the whole country out looking for shit, like he must have found a really good hiding spot.
Mike Burke says that he was spotted on a deer cam in the woods.
There is a large swamp area in Florida, I guess not too far from his parents' home. And apparently he was supposed to have gone hiking out there or something. As you would go hiking while your supposed fiance is missing, that makes a lot of sense. But they've been searching it, and they say it is so thick out there. Well, you can see it. There's footage left and right out there. Man, I kind of do. I'm getting to like this name, Mark's Butt Dominator. Thank you for the donation. She or both had just stopped their meds.
She seems like watching the body cam. She seems a little goofy, and then the friend they interviewed, the blonde chick, she seems really off her rocker.
You know what? I have to agree with Nefarian on this one here. Bigfoot.
Here we go with the Bigfoot.
Has anybody ever? I'm just saying, I don't know.
It could be.
Bigfoot.
Arbitrary, yes, that is true. He says ST should start a crime reporting channel. You can tell he loves this stuff. Actually, I do. But with that note, we are going to get out of here because the boys are back. I'm talking about Phil and Dimitri. They're back in love. They're back together. So they're back doing their show. It starts as we're speaking now. So thank you for joining us tonight. Don't forget Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, whatever night we're live. You got to be subscribed to these channels to know it. And apparently y'all don't care on this side because I'm just steadily losing subscribers. But anyway, thank you very much. We're out of here. We'll catch y'all next Tuesday. Peace. Go tell Phil and Dimitri we sent y'all over.
Ah.
I don't have that like cool trailer that Batman performed for you, so we just got to end it all